All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Mitch Ribak, eXp Realty. Thanks for attending today. Looking forward to giving you a little bit of a overview of how eXp works and why I switched my brokerage to eXp 19 months ago now. It's going by quick. So one of the things I always say before I start these things is it's very important in life that you pay attention to opportunities. I've had a couple in my lifetime that I've missed. This is one that I did not want to miss, that I really thought was an important one to pay attention to. But even then, it took me 2 years, partly because of my ego. I was a big broker. When you're a big broker, you're like, you rule the world as a broker. So at least you think so, but you're really just a small piece of the pie that doesn't make any money. But I'll give you a real quickie on why I switched over to eXp and why I made this decision. Uh, I had built my business, my real estate business, to sell. That's how I built every business I've ever owned in my 38 years of being self-employed. Some I sold, made money. Some I lost money. And with the real estate business was really no difference. Build it, sell it, and get out. My exit strategy. Of course, I didn't realize that you can't really sell a brokerage. So what happened is I had one of the big box brands offer me some real money, good money, to sell the brokerage. I was very interested. We looked at all the data. We looked at everything. They gave me a number that was acceptable. And we came down to the final terms, one being I had to sign an employment contract for 3 years, which was really difficult for me to do because of my other business interests at the time. And the other was, which was a deal breaker, was that at the time I had 150, 120 agents. If 50% of them decided to leave over the next 3 years because they didn't like the big box, then I was going to lose 50% of what they were paying me. So you get paid over 3 years, and that last payment is the big payment. So it was a deal breaker for me. So at that point, I was like, all right, what do I do? I want to get out of this business at some point. So I went and met with Jason Gessing, who at the time was the CEO of the company, up in New York in January of 2017. I had a great conversation. The biggest thing for me was, my name. I was Tropical Realty Beachside. We're really big brokerage, 700 transactions a year. I didn't want to give up my brand. And he said, you don't have to. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have to? So he said, yeah, just be Tropical Realty Beachside, brokered by eXp Realty. So that was the first time probably that's the fourth time I had met Jason, because I'd been researching it for a couple of years. I loved the model, but couldn't get past my ego. That was the first time I got excited about eXp. The next step was talking to my agents. And then the final step was talking to my wife. My agents 100% bought in. And then I went to my wife, and we finally started making a good profit after 14 years or 13 years of being, having the brokerage. And she said to me, so all right, let me get this straight. So you're making a lot of money now, and you want to give your company away? I said, yeah. I go, that's kind of what I'm saying. And she said, yeah, go for it. And what I said to her, and this is really important when I talk to anybody, I say, and I said to her, I said, if this does what I think it's going to do, and I don't do it, I'm going to have a lot of regret. But if it does what I think it's going to do over the next few years, we're going to be retired. And I can tell you now, after 18, 19 months, that yes, we are on the track to being retired and growing like crazy. We moved over June 1st with 40 agents. We now have 360 agents in 23 states and adding about 30 new agents every month right now. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but it's really been fun. So as we're going through these slides today in this conversation, just keep an open mind. You can always go back to doing what you're doing, but where is that going to bring you? And that was my heart-to-heart with myself. Founder of the company, Glenn Sanford, one of the smartest people I've ever met. And yes, I always thought I was the smartest person until I met Glenn. Great visionary. Had many conversations with him about where we're going and what we've done. He worked for KW and just thought there'd be a better way. He thought there would be a better way to run a real estate brokerage and make it really all about the agents. And I got that. I got that then. I got that now. I get that way more now after getting to know him. Great visionary. Love getting together with him. I'm part of an influencer group that we get together every quarter with Glenn and management and discuss things going on in the company and what we can do better. And we make changes. That's one of the most agile companies I've ever seen, where we made a decision in February to make actually January to make a change, and we made that change as of tomorrow, March 1st. Really cool, great guy, always there to help, and really believes in the agents. He's got the same mentality that I had with my brokerage, which is one of the reasons why I'm willing to and was willing to move forward. We are the Netflix of real estate. Some people are calling us the Amazon of real estate, but look at what happened and when people didn't pay attention. So Blockbuster had an opportunity to buy Netflix, right? They had a great opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million. Well, where's Blockbuster today? They turned it down. Blockbuster today now has 14 stores in Alaska. Really not sure why or how that is. And Netflix is now worth $50 billion. What a good opportunity that was. I had a chance to buy Match.com back in the day for $50 million. Another mistake. Anyways, Amazon, look what that's done to retail. And we're doing that to traditional brokerages. Agents are flocking from all over the country right now. We just hit 17,000 agents. We're growing by 1,000 agents a month right now. We expect to be 40 to 45,000 agents by the end of the year. And who knows? And it's all agent growth. We don't have recruiters. We don't spend money on recruiting recruiters and stuff like that. This is all about our agents introducing people to the company, and we'd rather pay those agents versus paying professional recruiters. So the innovation is happening. We've just bought Verbella, which is the company we built our eXp World in, which is our online office space. We just bought that company. We have another company we just bought called Show Me Now, which is a great app that we're getting ready to test here in Florida, I hope. Very, very cool company. Very great product for realtors. So we're just innovating all the time right now. We have a huge tech staff, and that's their job, is to develop more tools and stuff for our agents to be more successful. Because we don't have a cloud campus, we don't have desks. I mean, because we have a cloud campus, rather, we don't have desk fees. You can work from anywhere. I was in Ireland last year with my family and some friends, and I was working with some of my agents that are in San Diego inside the virtual world. Really, we met in there. We took an office in there. We met in there. We had conversations just like we're having right now, and came with strategies and help collaborate to help everybody become a little bit better. But we don't have expensive leases. We have no bricks and mortar as a company. Now, some of us have office space. I still have office space, and I choose to do that. It's my decision for my agents. But a lot of people don't have office space because how often do you go to the office? Nobody goes to the office. I sit in my office here with 3,600 square feet, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on a given week, not day, week, one or two people will stop in the office. Because we don't have all that cost, we were able to add more training and more support and still be a profitable company. We have phenomenal tools. We'll go over those for a few minutes with you. We have our CRM, which is KV Core. It's our lead generation site, KV Core. And you could generate leads from here. You could put existing leads in here. I saw somebody post the other day that they're generating about 10 leads a day for free on Facebook with our squeeze pages. Everybody gets this. This is all part of your monthly fee, and everybody gets it. We do live training. We're doing 40 to 50 hours a week now of live training. It's everything from lead gen to lead conversion to sales presentations, listing presentations, buyer presentations, how to use social media. Basically anything you ever want. We also do what's called iConversations. In our company, we have a goal of hitting an icon agent, but being an icon agent. In these iConversations, every Friday after our leadership meeting, they get on stage and they tell you how they became successful. Again, the collaboration that we do in this company is amazing. And that's what they do. They get on there and tell you that I became successful. I sold X amount of homes this year by doing X. And it's just an amazing free flow of information. And the reason why we do that is because we all own a part of the company. We all want, we all have stock in the company. We want you to be successful. Unlike some brokerages, which you've probably been into, that they're very cutthroat. They want to take you down. They don't want you to be successful. We're just the opposite. All of our sessions are archived, so you can go in at any time. If you can't hit the live session, they're all archived and go in and watch them anytime you want, 24 hours a day. This is our online community. Now, I'm not going to take you live into the world right now just because it's just more difficult doing a webinar. So whoever introduced you to the company, ask them to take you into the world for a tour. It's ridiculously fun. I got to be honest, when I first looked at it, being 56 years old at the time, I was like, come on, this is a joke. This isn't real. I use this all the time. I've been inside the tech support not too long ago where they took over my computer and fixed it. I've been to training sessions. I've taught training sessions. I've done meetings in the meeting rooms. Anytime I have an issue about somebody onboarding or accounting or everything or transaction, I go into the world and I find out my answers within minutes. It's amazing. We have 350 to 400 people right now who work here, and they all work out of this online community. Blows my mind. We also, because we are public, we give you an opportunity to own part of the company. So we have multiple ways of doing that. We have equity awards, and what an equity award is for different goals, they'll give you stock. So for instance, on your first transaction every year, they're going to give you stock. On your if you cap, and capping is a $16,000 cap, which we'll talk about in a minute. If you cap, they'll give you more stock. If you introduce somebody to the company on their first transaction, they'll give you stock. If you become an icon agent, and that's what we mentioned earlier with the iConversations, if you become an icon agent is someone that caps $16,000 paid to the company and then sells 20 more homes plus a few more cultural things, then you would get your $16,000 in that you paid in cap back in stock. So if you're a big producer, this is why we're attracting some of the biggest producers in the country. If you're a big producer, you're going to get that money that you paid in, that $16,000 cap, back in stock. And then one of my favorites is you can take 5% of every transaction and you can buy the stock at a 20% discount. So basically, if the stock's $10, you're buying it at $8. So this may not sound like a lot, but I'll give you an example. One of my agents came to me in January freaking out a little bit because he didn't have any closings coming up and mortgages to pay. And you know how that works with agents. A lot of us are like that. January, February, there's no closings because we didn't work hard in November, December. So I said, well, did you do the 5% thing? He said, yeah. I go, well, how much stock do you have? And he had 1,200 shares. I said, sell your stock if you have to. I go, I don't recommend it, but if you have to, sell your stock. And he did, and now he's all even. He's got 5 closings this month, and he's all back on track. So because he did that last year, he was able to generate enough stock to pay for that. I have another friend of mine that I talked to, been with the company for 5 years, and he just paid off his house with that 5%. It's real money. It's really cool. Our symbol is EXPI, so feel free to go online and check out what the stock is at. I haven't looked at it today to tell you what it is, but I can real quick. But yeah, it's just one of those benefits at $11.33 a share right now. When I started, just to give you an example, it was $2.75. So we're based on a revenue share model. I want to explain that to you a little bit and to give you a really, really easy simple sample of what that means. So basically what the company does is it rewards you for anybody that you introduce to the company. So if you introduce me to the company and I have sales on my first sale, you're going to get 3.5% of the commission of the transaction rather. Up to $2,800 a year. And for every year you're with the company and they are with the company, you're going to get up to $2,800 a year. And I'm going to give you a simple explanation of this. If you introduce just 2 people a year to the company, just 2, everybody can do that. Most of my agents are doing that right now. So if just introduce 2 people a year to the company over the next 3 years, and you taught those people how to introduce just 1 over the next 3 years, which I do this teaching all the time, then that would be potentially up to $36,000 a year in your pocketbook every single year, as long as they're with the company and you're with the company. They do not have to cap for you to get paid. You get paid from day one, but you do, if they cap, you cap at what you can make from them that year. So again, introduce 2 people a year for the next 3 years. They introduce 1. That's up to $36,000 a year in your pocket. What does an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year do? One of my agents right now, I'm going to tell you the story of Katie, took this to heart. So when I'll tell you the whole story. So in January 2017, Katie came to me and said, my daughter is going to college next year, 2018, and I have no idea how to pay for college. Katie makes around $70,000 a year selling houses, and my only solution for her at the time was sell more homes. What else could I tell her? Sell more homes. So when we switched over June of 2017, I said to her, Katie, here's your opportunity. So she went out and she introduced somebody right away who happened to have a team. And now Katie, 18 months later, has 5 people directly under her that she introduced to the company. But one of those is a team of 8 to 10. I'm not sure exactly how many anymore. And so this year, she is pretty much paying for all of the college education for her daughter through eXp. So eXp is paying for college for Katie's daughter. That's the story of the company. Those are the messages that I love to share and that I want to share, because to me, that's what it's all about. Anybody can do that. I've got agents that have 3 or 4 people that are making an extra $7,000, $8,000 a year. What if your mortgage is paid every year? What if you're making $2,000 a month? Does $2,000 a month change your life? I would say for most people, $2,000 a month changes people's lives. Right? So it's a great opportunity to introduce people to the company and earn referral fees from those people. It does go 7 levels deep, but again, you can talk to the person that introduced you to this webinar today, or if it was me, reach out to me, and I'm glad to talk to you about it, so I can show you how this works and the potential for what you're doing. Okay. I mentioned collaboration a couple times because I think it's one of the coolest things about the company. We now have people in all 50 states and in Canada, and we get into the online world, the virtual world, the eXp world, and we share. We meet with people all the time. I'm known for open houses. I'm known for internet lead conversion. I'll get in the world and we'll have a meeting with their team just about how to convert more leads, how to capture more leads. So I'll go in there. I don't meet them personally. I don't fly around the country doing those meetings anymore like I used to. I just get into our online world and we have a meeting. People can ask questions, but I share with anybody, as do most people. Most of the people that teach our classes are just realtors that are being successful using a system, and they come in and teach that system. The other part of it is the referral network. I got literally last week, I believe it was 3 referrals last week from agents around the country. The more you go in there and give, I'm a huge universe guy. The more you give to the universe, the more you get. Just an amazing opportunity to meet people from all over the world, all over the U.S. and Canada, and we are expanding shortly around the world. So we have a couple announcements coming up, hopefully by June, or where we're going to first be going. We have multiple solutions, and I am going to take you into enterprise because everything is in there. So let's bear with me for a second. Enterprise is our back-end solution. So this tells me where I have access to everything here. If I want to look at my transactions, I don't sell personally a lot of homes, but I've had basically 21 transactions I'm in the middle of right now, 4.7 million in volume. 4 of those 21 are open, 17 are closed, and it tells me how much money I made from referral fees from my 360 agents that are in my organization, to how much money I made in real estate, to how close I am to capping. You can go into here and you can access all of the training. The training is amazing, as I told you. It's got everything you could possibly want, and I'll just open that up real quick. Everything from our website training to eXp shareables to scripts and dialogue, social media, digital marketing, sky slope, open houses, working with buyers, and so on. We even have a continuing ed. You can now do your continuing ed through the company. Awesome stuff. We have our training schedule here. We have our Make It Rain program. So if you want to generate leads for yourself, you can join the Make It Rain program. There is a cost to that, but it's very affordable. And that'll generate leads directly to your KV Core website that everybody gets as being part of eXp. Our Extend a Hand program, let me tell you about that real quick, because it's another really cool thing that the company does. It was 2 years ago, we had a big hurricane here in the Cocoa Beach, Melbourne area, and we don't get a ton of damage here, but we had one of our agents had some pretty significant damage. Firstly, eXp called every single one of our agents to make sure we're okay. I thought that was really cool. And then one of our agents had a tree go through his house. They actually wired money the next day to him to help with his expenses when dealing his house. They didn't have to do that, but that's the type of company we have. We have an amazing culture with our company about helping each other both grow in your business, but also as human beings, and we all take care of each other. Our marketing center is amazing. You can go in there and create high-end brochures. You can get them printed through there. You can do your postcards there. You can get your business cards here, our logos. You can order signs directly through here. Everything is one-stop shop in enterprise. You can log into your website here, your transaction management here. You can log into Workplace. I'll show you this real quick because this is cool. Workplace is our own version of Facebook. So when you look at this, you'll see it looks just like Facebook, but it's where we do everything. So if I have a question here about KV Core, for instance, I go to the KV Core page, and I can ask my question in the KV Core page, and they'll give me answers about KV Core. And usually when I ask a question in any one of the forums here, I'll get a response in a matter of usually minutes. Somebody will reach out to me. Great stuff. And then finally, you can invite guests in here for I think it's 48 hours or 72 hours, and they can go into the world and explore the world themselves to see how it works. So it's all these great tools that we have, and they're all located within one place, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to go into multiple sites for things. You don't have to remember multiple passwords. It's one password to do everything. All right, next slide. Everybody's talking about us. I mean, it's really cool. Everywhere you go, Inman, everybody talks about us. Every magazine, everybody's talking about us. Trends is the one that labels the Amazon of real estate. We're named best places to work on Glassdoor in 2018. Seeking Alpha is holding us as a disruptor in the real estate business. Everybody's talking about us, and I have to believe at this point, almost everybody's heard about us. It's been very, very exciting to watch. Just to give an example of that, the growth. When I switched over, we had 2,800 agents in June of 2017. We now have over 17,000 agents. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, so here's the numbers because everybody wants to know how much they're going to get paid. It's an 80-20 split for everybody. So I don't care if you're on a 90-10 or 100% or a 60-40. Everybody gets 80-20, including myself, including the CEO of the company, everybody. We have a $16,000 cap, and what that means is that you will pay $16,000 into the company. And once you do that, you'll earn 100% commission for the remainder of your anniversary year. So my anniversary is on May 31st. I'm probably going to cap in March. So for April and May, I'll get 100% on my commissions. Again, I don't sell a lot of homes. If I sold like I used to sell, I would have capped within a couple of months. The fees are pretty simple to understand. It's $149 setup fee, includes your business cards, your website setup, your first month's tech fee and education fee. And then it's $50 a month for tech and $35 a month for education. However, I believe tomorrow they're switching the 35 back to 420 off your first transaction on your first transaction of your anniversary year. So I'll let you know a little more when I know that. But right now it's $50 a month for tech and $35 for education. So $85 a month. Your transaction fees are a total of $65, $40 for E&O insurance, and $25 broker review. So very affordable on your transaction fees. When you do cap, when you do cap, and you're at 100%, there's an additional $250 cap fee. So you would end up paying $315 instead of $65, but you'll be making 100%. Again, very simple commission structure, and everybody gets it. When I had Tropical, I had multiple commission structures depending on who you were, how productive you were, how much I liked you, and that's typical of most brokerages. We don't do that. I've talked about our growth a little bit. We now hit just 17,000 agents this week, so I'm going to change the slide. All 50 states, we're the only brokerage in all 50 states that's not a franchise. We're in 3 Canadian provinces. We are going into somewhere in Europe and South America soon, so there's a lot of growth that we're going to see. We are at the beginning. If you've ever seen a growth curve, we're at the bottom. I heard the other day we're 5% of where we're going to be. So what an opportunity to get into a company that's growing and being part of something, how do we say it in Boston? Wicked awesome. Core values. We're going to talk about just for a minute about our core values. And again, some people ask that to me because they're like, you don't have office space. How can you have core values? Well, it's hard to explain. Collaboration, we talked about. Transparency. We're upfront about everything. Glenn is online often doing videos about what's going on with the company, where we're going, why we're going there, as is most of management. Agile, I talked about. We can sit there and change on a dime, which we did. We're extremely sustainable. So everybody's out there saying we can't be sustainable. That's not true. I mean, I've seen all the stuff going on. We are extremely sustainable, which is what makes this great. We're all involved in our communities. Not everybody, of course, but most people are. The integrity has been second to none. And we live by the model. Just do the right thing. I tell people, especially my agents, if you have to ask if it's right or wrong, it's usually wrong. Right? Pretty simple. All these are our core values. And when you show up to one of our events, we have our next one in Orlando, which is our shareholders event, and we'll have 2,000 to 3,000 agents there. It's amazing. I mean, you see each other in the world, and we talk to each other online, but actually getting to hug everybody and all that stuff, it's just brilliant. So we're going to end on this, and I end on this with every speech I do around the country, whether it be about joining eXp, whether it be about teaching people how to become better realtors, because one of the things that helped me make my decisions in my life the past 13 years almost, because she'll be 13 on St. Patty's Day, is my granddaughter Lola. Lola was born with a very rare disease called Sturge-Weber syndrome. Of course, you can't tell from looking at it, but she has 95% of the right side of her brain has been affected by it. She has a few seizures every month. Bella is our beautiful seizure dog there. We love Bella. And when I get stressed or when I was trying to figure out what to do with my life after I couldn't sell the company, I just look at Lola. Because here's one of the beautiful things: the legacy that I'm building is generational. And anybody can do this. You can do this if you want. And it's not about being a recruiter. It's just about helping people and introducing people to the company the same way I grew Tropical Realty. We're just doing the same thing. But when I looked at, what could I give Lola if I kept Tropical Realty, the answer was really nothing. But what I'm building right now is going to be transferable to another licensed agent in my family. So my wife is getting licensed, my daughter's getting licensed, my grandson's getting licensed when he gets to be 18, and we're having a separate corporation. So if something happens to me, the whatever I get to, that'll transfer directly to them. I mean, how wonderful is that? What a beautiful opportunity to create generational wealth for your family. So all I ask you is, you're doing real estate. We're all doing real estate. And every year, I've been seeing it for 17, 18, almost 18 years now. Every January, you're starting all over again. How am I gonna grow my business this year? What am I gonna do different this year? What are you gonna do different this year? I talked to a guy the other day. He said, "Well, I just want to do what I did last year." All right, well, how is that growing? That's not growing. What does your retirement look like? We do not have retirement in our business unless you're out there buying and renting homes and building some sort of passive income. We don't have it. So if I can help you to earn an extra 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or more per year, what does that look like in your retirement? Uh, don't let an opportunity pass you by. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I say that sincerely from the heart. If I didn't believe 100% in this, I would never have done it. I gave up $3.8 million. I would never have done that unless I vetted this company the way I did and really 100% in my heart believed that I can help change your life. So thank you so much for attending today. Reach out to the person that introduced you to this webinar if you have any more questions. And again, I'm always glad to help. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.